It's the most wonderful time of the year. And yes, I'm talking about the holidays. And maybe you fall into that category of Christmas doesn't start until after Thanksgiving. But for me, Christmas starts at 12:01 on November 1st. And yep, my tree is up. It's not decorated yet, but it's up. Halloween is away. And within the next 2 weeks, my house will be covered in lights and garland and bows. And I will have a constant smile on my face because this season just makes me happy and really brings me joy. And I'll just never understand why people get so annoyed at the people that like to start their holiday and Christmas season early. It's really not hurting anyone, it's not affecting anyone. And if anything, it's making those people like myself happier. So show your Christmas loving friends some love and grace this month as they get their tinsel on. And side note, I do love Thanksgiving too. I celebrate Thanksgiving all month as well. I am huge on giving back this time of year and making time to serve my community. And our Thanksgiving table is decorated for Thanksgiving. We just have a big, beautiful Christmas tree in the background as well. So I love all the holidays. We also celebrate Hanukkah too. We throw them all in there. And side note, Hanukkah actually starts on Christmas this year. It's actually pretty late in the season for my Jewish mamas out there. So you are getting a little extra time to get your planning in, which is what we're talking about today. How to start planning and budgeting for all your holiday traditions and expenses. And to help you out with that, I have a fun Christmas gift planning guide that you could use for Hanukkah too. It's filled with tips and templates that help you plan out your entire holiday season from gift giving to family experiences. And I also included my holiday season bucket list. So make sure you scroll down to the show notes and grab your free guide today. Are you feeling overwhelmed trying to juggle all the many hats you wear as a working mom? Do you want more quality time with your family without distraction of work and time alone to take care of yourself and your needs? Welcome to Mom Wife Career Life. I'm Kerri, a wife, mom of 3, and a recovering perfectionist. In this podcast, I will teach you how to create balance in your life by implementing healthy habits, organizing your home and your schedule, being intentional with your time and in your relationships, and most importantly, how to start putting your needs first because no one can pour from an empty cup. Grab that second cup of coffee, or if you're anything like me, your third. It's time to dive into today's episode of Mom Wife Career Life. Whether you start your holiday season on November 1st like me, or you wait until after Thanksgiving, putting off your budgeting and holiday planning is a serious no-no. All you're doing is adding more stress in your life, and then you end up spending more money because you're missing out on all the sales, you're missing shopping around and getting the best price for things, or worse, having to pay more because of the price gouging, or having to expedite shipping because you ran out of time. The holidays do not have to be stressful. They shouldn't be stressful. They truly can be the most wonderful time of the year when you have the right mindset and with me in your back pocket. So let's jump in and get to planning a magical holiday season. Number 1, get started with holiday budgeting early. Hopefully you started already, but if you're a procrastinating mama, start today. Download that guide. I have a nice little budget sheet for you, but starting early is key. Start by mapping out all the potential holiday expenses on paper, or if you like to use an app. I personally like to use good old Excel. You're basically doing a big brain dump of all the things you plan to do, you plan to give, you plan to buy, the gifts, if you're traveling, all the expenses that go along with that, if you're hosting, the budget for your food, decorations, because those things can add up quickly, the events you're going to, maybe you're going to an ugly sweater party and you have to buy a sweater, the experiences that you want to bring to your kids. And don't forget the small things like stocking stuffers, the teacher gift, the tips for the mailman, your hairdresser. And if you make donations at the end of the year, throw them on there too. And then pause to take a deep breath because as you're writing all of these things down, it can get very overwhelming, especially if money is tight. That is why you're going to write all these things down now so that way you can get a handle on it and you know how much things are going to cost you, you know where you can cut back, and then you know where you can splurge. Once you have everything on paper or in Excel, set a spending limit for each category based on your overall holiday budget. If you have a max budget in mind, start there and then put a number to each line item. Make sure it adds up to whatever your total budget is so that way you're not going over budget. And you can play around with the numbers to see where you can kind of give and take from. And the really important thing is to revisit this weekly so that way you're keeping on track. Some areas with enough planning may come in under budget, so you'll be able to splurge elsewhere. And if you are running over a budget on something, you know you have to cut back somewhere else. And just a bonus tip, keep a miscellaneous category for those small things that tend to sneak in there, like that teacher you didn't know about or the Secret Santa your office decides to do last minute. Number 2, consider low budget or thoughtful gift ideas that don't cost a lot of money. Gifts don't have to cost a lot of money, and honestly, some of the best gifts I've received are the ones that came from the heart. Russ knows that he can write me a poem any day over giving me a material gift. I'm actually hoping he's listening because he used to write me poems all the time, and I haven't gotten them in a couple of years, so get to writing, boo, if you're listening. Some low budget ideas are photo books. This is my dream wish list. I want to make photo books with all the pictures we have, one for each of our vacations. I dream about making each kid a yearbook each year with each of their own memories. And this is a note to self for next year. I might create an album on my phone and start putting all my favorite pictures of each of them throughout the year. So that way, at the end of the year, I could actually just go to that one photo album, upload them to Shutterfly, and give them a book. Wouldn't that be a great gift? They might not fully appreciate it when you give it to them, but imagine if you had a personal yearbook of every year of your life. I wish there were more pictures of me when I was little. I have the worst memory, and pictures would totally help me out with that. My aunt was actually going through some old pictures a couple of weeks ago, and she found this picture of me dressed up as an American Indian. And one, I never saw this picture before, so it was awesome to see, even though I did cringe a little when I saw it. But for the life of me, I couldn't remember why I was dressed up. I don't think it was for Halloween. I can't remember being in a play, and I doubt I had that costume just lying around. So if any of my family or friends are actually listening and have a better memory than me and know why I was wearing that costume, you could even make it up and I would have no idea. And I just have to believe you. I have so few pictures of me when I was little, but I literally have over 100,000 pictures on my phone that I do nothing with. My kids don't like me posting pictures of them on social media anymore, which I try very hard to respect. So they literally just sit on my phone doing nothing. So I'm writing it down now. Goal for 2025, do something with my pictures. That was a very long tangent, so sorry about that. But back to low budget ideas. You can make some homemade treats. If you love baking, make a batch of holiday cookies, fudge, granola, some bread, and wrap them up in a nice festive package. People really appreciate treats around the holidays. As part of our traditions, we actually bake cookies and breads for our neighbors, and then we go door to door and deliver them like a week before Christmas. It's low budget, and it's just a way to spread some love around our community. You could do experiences over things. Instead of giving physical gifts, give experiences or the gift of your time, because nothing's more precious than your time. If you have a friend or sibling with little kids, you can give them a free night of babysitting and pair it with a low-cost bottle of wine. Your gift to them is a kids-free night, and I know when my kids were little, that is the best gift you can give me. Number 3, don't forget to budget for family traditions and experiences. Some of our best family memories are based on traditions. I go big around the holidays. I've created a lot over the years, and I think that's really what makes our holiday season so special. Some cost money, but some are really simple, but there's something you definitely need to think about and budget for. You also need to get out those planners and actually plan the days you want to do them because the next 2 months are going to fly by. And I promise you, you will not get to them because you'll end up committing to something else and you'll run out of time. So, some tips to help you with this. Choose a few meaningful traditions to focus on. You can check out the bucket list on your freebie for some ideas, but if there are special traditions that your family love, make those a priority. Our cookie baking is a big one because that has to be done on a weekend. And I can't say that my kids still love baking, but it's part of our community gift giving, and giving back is a huge theme for the holidays for us. So it's probably one of the most important things we do. One of the other things we've done every year since I can remember is we go on a Christmas train. We used to do this really cute one in Connecticut where it was elves and there was Christmas songs. But since we moved to New Jersey, we started doing a Polar Express train. And as I was planning out our Christmas activities this year, I asked the kids if they really wanted to do it, or now that they're older, maybe look for something a little different, a little older. And they all agreed that they wouldn't mind skipping it. I'm a little sad about it, but it costs a lot of money and it's tough getting there on a weeknight, which is when we typically go. So I gave that one up this year, and it frees up a little budget to do something different. They don't know it yet, but we're going to go ice skating at Rockefeller Center instead. But my point is, figure out the things that are meaningful and that your family really enjoys and do those things, and maybe skip the less loved activities. Also, check with your employer to see if they have any discounts for experiences. Check Groupon, your credit card. There are so many ways to get experiences on a budget. One of my absolute favorite things to do, and I will hopefully do every year, is go to the Radio City Christmas show to see the Rockettes. It can get very expensive, but last year I got the tickets ridiculously cheap, and we had the best seats we've ever had. We were orchestra. Michael was on the aisle, and when the Santa came out, he was right next to him, and he gave him a high five. It was Absolutely magical. Loved it. So look for best prices. You could also look for free or low cost activities. There are so many cute and fun things you can do that don't cost a lot of money. We love going into Manhattan around Christmas, and you could literally go in for just the cost of a train ticket and bring your own food or have a good old dirty water dog from a street corner and get the true New York City experience. The Rockefeller Christmas tree, all the holiday lights, the Christmas displays, St. Patrick's Cathedral, they're all free. I know most of you don't live by New York City, but I'm sure there's a city or a town that does cute stuff that doesn't have to cost a lot of money. You could also get creative at home. You can make some low budget memories in your own house. Our elf likes to bring little treats throughout the season. They're all things that I would be buying anyway, like holiday pajamas. So maybe your elf can bring holiday pajamas, a box of microwave popcorn, and some hot cocoa, and you can create a cute cozy movie night. We have certain holiday movies that we have to watch as a family every year. That's part of our traditions. And I say have to because the kids actually get upset if we watch it without them. Home Alone is our absolute favorite. I've literally seen that movie 100 times and I still cry every single time. Another zero cost thing we do is I take out all the ornaments and I put them on the coffee table and we play I Spy. 99% of the ornaments on our tree are sentimental. They were either gifts or we picked them up on a vacation or a family experience that we went on. And budget tip, if this is something you want to start doing, ornaments can be pretty expensive. So check out the keychain section. I found some really cute keychains that I actually like more than the ornaments, and I've turned them into ornaments. So, little hack. Number 4, involve the kids in the planning and the budgeting without spoiling the magic. Kids can be a part of your holiday planning in a way that kind of adds excitement. So, one of the things you could do is set a family holiday mission. Let the kids know that you're working together to save on fun family experiences or gifts so they feel invested in the budgeting process. Bring them into the planning process, ask them what they really want to do this year. Some things you can leave as a surprise, but let them pick other things too. Our elf usually brings the tickets to the experiences in some creative way, like when we're going on the train, he rides a little Christmas train and then has the tickets next to him. And for the experiences that they know about, it gives them something to look forward to and gives you something to use as leverage to get them to help you around the house. If you want to go see the Christmas lights this weekend, you need to clean first. It really works great with littles, not so much with teens. You could also have them help with gift ideas. Ask them to help brainstorm small gifts for other people, especially their teachers, from their favorite treat to a drawing, so that they understand that gift giving doesn't have to be pricey. You can also cut down on gift wrapping by having them cover in paper or brown paper bags and use that as wrapping paper. Who doesn't love getting a gift with a kid's drawing on it? It really just adds that personal touch. Number 5, try to stay on track when deals are really tempting. When you're bombarded with these holiday sales, remember your budget goals. Make a shopping list and try to stick to it. Use my planning guide. And this is the same with meal planning your grocery shopping. When you write down what you're buying for each person before you shop, it helps you avoid going off script no matter what the sale is. And I know the temptation is real here, especially when you see that sweater on sale and you really want to buy it for yourself. Last year, I think for every gift I bought something for myself. My birthday is also in December, so I kind of use that as my mental justification. I also rarely buy anything for myself during the year, so I use that as an excuse too. But if money is tight, stay strong, girlfriend. And if you do see something that you feel you just can't live without, make Christmas easy on your partner and tell them to give it to you for Christmas or to have your kids gift it to you. I know it takes the element of surprise out of the gifts, but at least you're getting something that you want. You could also set a fun spending limit. Give yourself a mini budget for those impulse buys or seasonal treats so you don't feel deprived, but you stay in control. Like those eggnog lattes to sip on while you're walking through the mall. I used to love Starbucks eggnog lattes, but then they changed the recipe a few years ago and they just didn't taste the same. And now I don't even think they make them anymore. But I'm sure there is something on their menu that you love, so treat yourself to it. Number 6, don't shop without a coupon or a discount code. Hear me now. I never buy anything for full price. There are coupons out there for everything. Sometimes you just have to dig a little deep to look for them. And if you're purchasing online, link your purchases through sites like Rakuten, Honey, or even check your credit cards out. Our Capital One card has a bunch of discounts through it. And most online retailers offer discount codes to new shoppers. This is my pro tip. I've shared it before, but in case you missed it, create a new email address that's just for online shopping. You can name it anything like kerrysbuys24@gmail.com. Well, don't use that one because that's probably mine. It shows up in their system as a new email and you get the discount code And now you have an even better way to track your purchases. And added bonus, you keep your personal inbox clear of those spammy advertising emails. Also, if you have a credit card and you get points or cash back, they may have discounts on gift cards or other cost saving ways that you can really use your points. Discovery used to be my go to for this. I would use my cash back to buy gift cards to max it out. I would then use those gift cards to buy gift cards for the kids' Christmas outfits. So I used to love buying their Christmas dresses at the Gap, and they were just so expensive. And when they would only be wearing them once, it was really hard to justify spending that kind of money, especially when money was so tight. But I would buy Gap gift cards with my Discover points, and I would get a $100 gift card for $80 in my cash back. And then I would find a Gap coupon that would usually be around 20% off. So I would be saving $40 on every $100 I spent. Or you could just give the gift card as gifts too. So whatever works, look around. I'm sure those savings are out there. Number 7, look for savings on your travel costs for any holiday trips. I personally like to stay home for the holidays, but I know a lot of people do love to travel or have to travel, especially in those Hallmark movies. Everyone's always traveling. But if travel is part of your holiday plan, here are some ways to cut costs. Obviously, book as early as possible. Both flights and accommodations usually spike around the holidays, so plan as early as you can and watch for deals. Check out apps like Hopper, Hotel Tonight. All those apps that track deals and low prices have discounts on travel and hotels. Also, check if your company has an employee discount program. They usually have some awesome travel deals or hotel deals in there too. Also, consider alternative accommodations. Look for family friendly Airbnb rentals or vacation rentals rather than hotels. Or check with your family and friends, obviously, if you can maybe split the cost or stay at their place. An Airbnb is a lot more cozier than a hotel room, so just so much more fun around the holidays. You can also look to stay a little outside of the town you're visiting. When we went to Massachusetts for the weekend a month ago, we looked to stay in Boston or Salem, but the prices were absolutely absurd. So we ended up finding a cheap place to stay in another town. And since we had a car with us, we just drove and parked in Boston and Salem, and we ended up saving a ton of money. Also, try to be flexible with dates. If possible, avoid peak travel days, like the days right before Christmas. It's also a lot less crowded. You might not be able to take the extra days off for the flexible travel, but if you talk to your manager, maybe you could work from home. And if you're allowed to work from home, it shouldn't matter whether you're working from home or a hotel room or an Airbnb, as long as you're working. So talk to your managers too. Number 8, save on family meals and hosting. I love to host. In recent years, I started hosting a holiday party with my friends. Holiday hosting does not have to cost a fortune. Here are some ideas. Do it potluck style. Invite your guests to bring their favorite holiday dish or app. If you're having a party, you can even make it a fun food theme. I love those charcuterie board parties that you see on TikTok where they open a door for each guest and the guest walks in with a different theme board. You could really get fun and creative with it. You can plan a cozy holiday brunch. Brunch items like pancakes, biscuit, eggs, sometimes fruit are cheaper than a full dinner and just as fun. Russ makes an amazing baked eggnog French toast for Christmas Day brunch, and I absolutely love it. It is my favorite. My family comes over for brunch, and then my sister usually goes to my brother-in-law's family for dinner, so it's a perfect low-budget breakfast. Another thing you could do for dessert, instead of buying all those pies and cakes, you could set up a cute little dessert bar with cookies, brownies, and toppings that are fun and affordable. And there's really something for everyone. And honestly, after a big meal, people really don't need a lot of desserts. Those holiday pounds seriously pack on fast. Number 9, plan for last minute holiday expenses. Even the best plans face those last minute gifts or unexpected events. So here's some ideas on how to manage that. Keep a small emergency fund within your holiday budget, just enough to cover a few unexpected things without needing to dip into your regular savings. And have some go to ready gifts on the side. Stock up on a few items like candles, scarves, or family games when you see them on sale. One of my go tos is hand soaps. They smell delicious, they are super cute, and I just throw them in a cellophane baggie with some tissue paper. And it really makes a cute gift. If you have a ton of teachers to buy for, that's a very low cost gift. And with a coupon, you could probably get them for less than $5 a bottle. So perfect when you have to buy for a lot of people. And number 10, try to avoid financial stress during the holidays. To keep the holiday finances low stress, set a mindset of simplicity and enjoyment. Keep your why in front of mind. Remind yourself that the holidays are about connection and joy, not about overspending. Think about when you were little. Do you really remember the gifts you got or didn't get at Christmas or Hanukkah? And embrace the idea of good enough. I know we talked about this last month. Let go of the pressure to make the holidays look perfect. Choose what's meaningful for you and focus on that. And last but not least, give yourself grace, mamas. Don't stress if you go over budget a bit. small adjustment and budgeting tricks like a no spend day can really offset that splurges. Listen to my next episode where I bring on the budget besties. They're going to walk us through some finances and how to start budgeting and give yourself grace. Well, I hope you found today's tips helpful. If you have any holiday budgeting tips, I want to hear it. Head on over to our free Facebook community, Work Life Balance for Working Moms, and tell me all about it. If you don't already follow the show, take a second and hit that follow button so you never miss another episode. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Kerri Pat. Before you go, if you found this podcast helpful, I would be so grateful if you would take a minute, go on over to iTunes, and leave me a review. If you have other stressed out mamas in your life that you feel this podcast could help, take a screenshot of this episode, post it on your Instagram stories, and tag me, and let them know that they are not alone and they can create balance in their life too. If there's a topic you'd like me to cover or you just want to connect, DM me on Instagram at mom.wife.career.life or come on over and hang out in our free Facebook community, Work-Life Balance for Working Moms. Sending you so much love and light until next time on Mom Wife Career Life with Kerri Pat.